You close the laptop and start dinner, but the half-written email keeps composing itself in your head. Later, the report follows you into the shower and tomorrow's call into bed. You left the task. The task did not leave you. That feeling is real, but the internet's favorite explanation is too neat. An unfinished task is not a magical file your brain keeps open until closure. A better supported story involves active goals, switching friction, and promises to our future selves. Follow the research, and you can learn to park a task without pretending it is done. The famous story begins with Bluma Zeigarnik, who reported in 1927 that interrupted tasks were remembered better than completed ones. That finding became a productivity legend, often summarized as your brain hates open loops. But a 2025 meta-analysis found no general memory advantage for unfinished tasks. Across 38 publications, the average recall ratio was 0.99. Interrupted and completed tasks were recalled about equally. A related effect was steadier. When given the chance, people often resumed interrupted tasks without prompting. That is called the OVC on key na effect, and it concerns resuming behavior, not a universal memory boost. The estimated resumption rate was about 67%, but methods varied widely, so it is a pattern, not a law. The careful takeaway: interruption can keep a goal behaviorally relevant under some conditions, but not every open loop demands closure. A better bridge to everyday experience comes from experiments on active goals. In 6 studies published in 2011, Kampa and Baumeister found that unfinished goals intruded during reading, made goal words easier to access, and sometimes interfered with unrelated anagrams. When participants committed to a specific plan, those measured activation and interference effects decreased, although the task remained unfinished. The pattern partly depended on personal importance, and brainstorming several routes was not enough. Planning also did not reliably reduce anxiety or restore contentment, even when intrusive thoughts decreased. So do not picture a proven neural switch clicking off. Specific planning changed specific cognitive measures in these experiments. Now, put the same person inside a modern workday. Halfway through a budget, a message arrives, and they switch to a proposal. Sophie Leroy called what remains attention residue. Cognitive activity about task A persisting during task B. In 2 controlled experiments published in 2009, an unfinished task A made disengagement harder, and performance on the next task suffered. These were structured tasks, not proof that every switch has the same cost or that attention is stuck in one brain region. Still, the idea explains why clean calendar blocks can feel mentally messy when each one ends mid-sentence. A 2018 4-study paper tested a ready-to-resume plan. Note where to restart, remaining challenges, and next actions. When people expected time pressure on returning, that brief plan reduced attention residue and protected performance on the interrupting task. They did not test later performance on the original task, so treat this as a transition tool, not a guarantee. Why might a specific plan help more than a vague promise? One explanation is that a credible plan gives future action a cue, a place, and a next move. That fits research on implementation intentions. If situation X occurs, then I will do action Y. Prospective memory means remembering an intention later. If-then links can make the response easier to retrieve at the right moment. A 2015 meta-analysis covering 36 comparisons found useful benefits in healthy young and older adults. But the mechanism is debated, the response is not automatic, and under high demand, implementation intentions did not prevent substantial failures. Specific means replacing finish the presentation with tomorrow at 9:30 at my desk. I will open slide 12 and draft the comparison chart. The plan is an address for action, not evidence that the job is complete. That address can also live outside your head. In 4 online experiments totaling 1,196 people, Sam Gilbert let participants create reminders for brief delayed intentions. People set more reminders when memory load or distraction increased, and those reminders improved target accuracy. An interruption hurt performance when people relied on unaided memory, while offloading compensated within that task. However, most delays lasted only 5 to 15 seconds, and prediction of a real-world intention up to 1 week later was statistically weak. So a phone is not proven to be an external brain, and freeing mental RAM is only a metaphor. The supported point is simpler. The environment can supply a cue instead of making you remember to remember. Put the document in tomorrow's calendar event, the library book beside the door, or a next step note on the file. The reminder is useful only if future you encounters it when action is possible. Open tasks can feel loudest at bedtime, and one small sleep study tested a related form of offloading. 57 healthy adults, aged 18 to 30, spent 5 minutes writing either future to-do items or activities they had completed. In that one-night polysomnography experiment, the to-do group fell asleep in an average of 15.82 minutes versus 25.09 for the completed list group. Within the to-do group, more specific lists were associated with faster sleep onset, but that part was correlational. The study was small, had no writing group, and did not test treatment for chronic insomnia. It is promising, not a cure, and not proof of why it worked. So what can you do when a task must stop before it is finished? First, capture the exact restart point. What did you stop, and what is already decided? Second, attach one visible next action to a time, place, event, or object. Third, put the reminder where that cue can find you, not inside a list you never open. For the budget, row 18 is next. Tomorrow at 9:30, check the missing invoice. Place the sheet link inside the calendar event. Then return to the thing in front of you. If the task returns, check the handoff, repair vagueness, move it when circumstances change, or deliberately release a goal that no longer matters. This ritual does not finish the work, erase emotion, guarantee focus, or put anyone to sleep on command. It hands work from present you to future you. Capture the place, name the move, place the cue. You did not close the task. You gave it a reliable place to wait. And that may be enough for the task to stop following you everywhere.